I feel bad for the insect that is there. But I like to believe that it is okay. Back into what created it in the first place. It's nice that it can do that. A fire that can bend around itself like that. I like to think that this flame, whoa, it's nice how it stays still like that sometimes. Yes, how it stays still like that sometimes. And not sure where it comes from, the wax, but does it come from caves? Or is that just bats? No, that's not how you do this. Look how clear it is. Why does it get so still? Why does it move mostly when I talk? Or when it doesn't? Is fire sucking in oxygen? Is that why it gets hot? We're sure as to how to take this when you're watching, whenever, whoever is watching. We got stuck eating meat, is the best thing I can tell you. I'm not sure what God sees in my future that I don't feel comfortable with. What does light see in the future? That's oh, it always changes. It changes based on the way light moves. Some light carriers are unworthy, like the person behind bars El Chapo. Unworthy. Well, he kind of does look like if you were to put on the makeup of like Donald J. Trump, would he look like him? And yeah, it was el mismo. Wow. So why would supposedly a Mexican citizen be portraying an American president? What would that be happening for? And what is the deal with triangles in Tulum and on the one-time bill? How far does that go? Having revolutions between people. How far does it go? When is this country going to say, yeah, enough is enough? We are ourselves. We can take care of ourselves by the ways of how we are knowing to understand. Of what I've said. How do you, seven heaven, create money? Does it need to be created? For anyone listening, how do you create money? Do you create a system that can use money? Or can make money? Like a computer. that transfers money between bank accounts. That's just like magically appearing and not appearing of money. If you were to take away all of the physical money, seven heaven, do you still have money? Well, of course. Why would you not? Can you ask yourself that? Why would you not still have money? Why would you not still have money if you take away physical money with a computer database? Why would you not? Is it possible to still have money? Yes. The answer is absolutely yes. Let's say your bank account, out of nowhere, it has $1 trillion. Can it magically appear there as an error? Yeah. Somebody can just go and say, here's, I'm going to change this, whoever, a random person is going to change a random person's bank account to $1 trillion. Who's going to say anything? It should be public information. What do you guys think? If it's public information, 7, 7. Whoa. 5, 6 took long. 7, 7. If it's public information, can it be forged? What are we looking for in a way to say money is uncontrollable or is controllable? What backs money? Is it petroleum or is it gold? People are afraid of talking about money because people kill each other for that. What if we didn't kill each other for money? Would it be different? Why does a flame get close to oxygen? Because it's attracted to it. And it likes to suck it up. If it goes out, either CO2 is too much for it. Yeah. It looks like air. CO2 can subdue the flame. So how do you keep it lit enough to still provide power? Electricity, hydrogen. How do you keep it lit enough to still do that? How does this flame keep burning the way it's burning? Why does it seem like it'll never run out? How can something so simple and tedious seem so effective and sustainable? Fire on a, what is it? Is it a twig or is it a piece of cotton? Cotton wax. Wax? What is wax in order for it to provide such a sustainment for the flame? And for this long? How much power is produced by doing this? Or maintained? I know that putting the lid on top of it would put it out because of no oxygen. But how do you keep oxygen in it? Enough to keep it lit and to provide light. Those are nice questions that are we qualified enough to answer? Nobody likes the idea of money. But what if we like the idea of giving it away for free? Can the United States do that? If not, why not? If we gave money away, would it eliminate crime? Yes. Prove me wrong. How do you controllably give money away? Sign up for it. Those are the legal age of to work or not. Whatever the age of consent is to sign up for money, just go do it. If you're unemployed, just go do it. If you're not, then you can't sign up for free money because you're already getting money for working, which should be significantly more than the person who gets free money for doing nothing. But nonetheless, it should still be given away to stop crime, especially murder, coercion of murder, and rape, and coercion of rape. Coercion also has manipulation in it. And if not, then money given away for free also eliminates the manipulation for murder and rape. And even stealing. Stealing is a big part of money as well. Doesn't seem as severe, but if you were to steal somebody's car, they might want to hurt you to get it back. So what if you had enough money to buy that car? Or what if you did it slow for people anyways and still crowded the streets with traffic, regardless of whether you didn't give away money for free? Because regardless of whether you didn't, look at the situation still here in the United States with traffic alone. And this is without giving away money for free. Traffic. How are there so many people loaded on the street, going in the same direction? How is that possible? And why are they going in the same direction? Can people be giving away money for free to live further away so they don't have to succumb to the tiredness of being in traffic? And then, by that note, the people that do want to work, can you give them a lot more money? So basically, can you make it where cost of living isn't so expensive so that people can afford it, enough to get free money for doing nothing, and also buy groceries and little things here and there for their home or their family or whoever? It's just they just want to stay home and train each other to be stand-up citizens, common person of the United States of America. Can that happen? If so, what does it take? If not, why not? But if so, what does it take? People say that just takes a petition to take it up to the legislative branch and say, can we make this happen, please? And I think a requirement is getting enough signatures. If you get enough signatures, okay, we're putting up this bill. It is very wise for people to follow that bill all the way through, because once it happens, it happens. There's no going back. And no matter how many times Senator Mitch McConnell goes up there and says, we must delay, not on this one. If it goes through, it goes through. Would the president say no to the people that vote him in office? Because that's the executive branch that leads this government, along with the judicial. The judicial only has to do with following the law, which should be easy for people that don't want to break it. And so it really kind of boils down to the legislative and executive, unless the judicial wants to say, how do you step in a law that people want to pass? Who selects the judicial branch? The president does. Who selects the president? The people do. So that's weird how that part of the government works, but it is what it is. Not that it's the point. The point is, Can we give away money for free to every person of the legal age of consent if they sign up for it, based on a petition, a bill that the people respectfully put up into vote in the legislative branch that goes up to the executive branch? The judicial, whether they say yes or no, matters not. If it passes legislative, which is part of the people, and then the executive, which is who the people vote in, because the executive chooses the judicial. That's why it matters not. Whether they say yes or no, because they have to just be judges and say you broke the law or you didn't, in a way to where they won't want to take it to a jury trial, because they could find you guilty or innocent. If you take it to a jury trial, then it's up to 12 people to decide your fate, and the judge decides your punishment. The people can, how would you say, recommend a punishment, but it's ultimately the judge who gives it. So it's not so hard to understand how American government works. Not that politics is hard or anything, but giving away money shouldn't be hard. And now when we know that, yeah, it just takes going up to the the legislative branch and saying, this is what the people want. And here are the signatures. And now the House of Representatives and the Senate vote on it. And if they say no, do it again. You don't have a limit as to how many times the people can ask for free money. For the people, by the people of the United States of America. I'm pretty sure a lot of other countries are out there trying to do the same thing. And I'm pretty sure their militaries can say, we really need to start taking care of people. In a way to say, who has ancient knowledge that has been guiding us up to this point in our lives? Over 2,000 years from AD. Because BC, what can we tell from that carbon dating? How does a scientist prove the carbon dating? I don't want to get cosmic on people now, but it's what scientists say allows them to understand how old something is. And when it comes down to old, who has the ancient texts that were written in the Bible? Because I don't see the Bible as a religious document. It's more of a historical document. Yeah, maybe they exaggerated, or maybe they didn't take a good account of things. But did we ever stop taking good account of things? Do we exaggerate on that? We may not know how to clearly explain something. Kind of like the way the volcano erupts. How do you explain moving a mountain? The way that Jesus spoke about in parables. Was it just that? The faith, the mountain, move it? He didn't say moving it from one place to the other. Maybe he meant it appeared right there, in La Palma, in the country of Spain, as one example, and many others in Honolulu, Hawaii, and then California has some live volcanoes too now. Yellowstone didn't look so rainbowy before, but beware, something like that is due to pop, since our planet is technically in the future a supernova, from the way we describe people, from the way that people describe a sun blowing up, a hydrogen ball, trapped in space, darkness, because the darkness around it is so cold that it keeps the explosion at bay. It keeps the explosion imploded within itself, because it's so cold that all of the effort that it puts onto the heat is like creating a magnetic shielding that is cold around it, and it might be emitting oxygen based on that theory that we would have to prove by going and testing it and looking at it, maybe, in a scientific way. But we can prove that here on planet Earth, when you apply something really cold to something really hot, or vice versa, something really hot to something really cold, but extreme temperatures of both at the same time, what do you get? You might get oxygen. And then oxygen is what's being burned right here in this flame, these two flames, in a very minute way, because we're not showing extremes of it. It's like saying the inverse, but not the inverse. The extreme separations of both hot and cold can recreate the air. And minute examples like these can take it away.